I'm trying to get better at taking photos, because, you know, I need to take photos of my models and stuff, my model kits, and my Warhammer stuff. And it's actually been pretty fun learning about how to take good photos. I'm still learning. Your Instagram thing is, I have books. Okay. Okay, let's catch up on the chat. Well, I usually read a ton, but work has me tired, so I can't read as much as I usually do. Yeah. Yeah. It's weird, like, they have this, there's this phrase that I've heard, like people who say they don't have time to read, it's like, it should just be part of your regular everyday habit, you know? Like, make time. But at the same time, it's just hard to really find time. At the same time, I'm lazy. Well, it's from Amazon, but I use it for my books I'm currently reading this year. That's a new thing I got. Yeah, that's actually a really great idea. I've seen things like that in IKEA. That's why I mentioned it. But yeah, that's pretty sweet. I've been taking pictures since I was a kid. I've always been obsessed with them. Yeah, it really shows, like, you're really good at taking photos. It's cool. I'm learning how to do all these things. I'm trying to get better at a bunch of different, what's the word I'm looking for, like related aspects of this hobby. This is like the central hobby, but then there's all sorts of branching out aspects of it that you kind of have to learn how to do and be good at all those other things too. Not good necessarily, but you have to learn how to be competent photographer, a competent Twitch streamer, competent, quote unquote. Trying to learn how to do all these things. Let's get some glue. And I watch a lot of different YouTube videos about different things, different subjects, different hobbies, like doll making and stuff, woodworking, model cars, model tank building. All of these things I'm trying to sort of learn about to add to my knowledge base, I guess. Well, also the second picture, most recent picture, is probably my favorite I've ever taken. So I'm glad you really like it. Yeah, so what was that? Like, is that the afternoon light or is that like the morning light? It's really cool. Good job. Good job. Okay, we're adding the grass now. We're gonna add some of this grass, and then we'll add some bushes. But not, I don't know about the snow just yet. I kind of want to wait on the snow, even though it's kind of fun to slather on all of that snow crap. It's kind of fun. And again, you might be wondering, is this not a snow-based scene? Why are we having grass? But again, this is all part of my thought process here, where I want to build up the layers of detail, just like how it is in nature. In nature, you've got all the dirt and the grass, and then it snows on top of it. So it stands to reason that I should do that for this, kind of. I don't know. We're trying to create a tiny little reality here, guys. Blah. It was afternoon. Okay. I turned around from my desk and saw it. I was like, oh, I have to take a picture of this. Nice. I've also been trying to take pictures of animals too. I was in the park last week, and I saw a woodpecker. It's a tiny little woodpecker. and it was making like the typical woodpecker noise, but it was just so small that it wasn't like, it just wasn't as pronounced as it would be for a big one, a big woodpecker, or the wood was like too soft maybe. And I tried to take a picture of it, but it was hard because it's so small, right? And it was up in the trees and stuff. Yeah, where I live, there's like lots of animals, big ones and small ones. Deer. Been trying to take a picture of deer too. They're kind of hard because they can really sense a human being approaching them, or that a human being is like nearby. So they're very hard to capture. And foxes too. So my thought process here for this base, and this, I'm adding the glue in now. It takes a little while to dry, so we have some time to place it before we really get into it. My thought process is a lot of this grass is going to be kind of growing in the smaller tucked in places, like beside rocks, underneath like overhanging rocks. And then some of the grass will be growing on top of the rock too. So I'm just sort of thinking about where all of that is going to be placed. And also there's going to be, as I was saying, some grass on top of the rocks. And yeah, I was saying previously, was at the cottage, looking at some trees, looking at the forest, picking up sticks, and taking note of like how nature sort of works. Looking at boulders and cliffs and rocks and seeing how that looks in reality, so I could bring that into my model. And with these rocky cliffs, that's another thing where it's like you think of a rocky cliff, you just think that there's rock on top, right? It's just pure rock, but actually a lot of cliffs will have grass growing on top, overhanging the ledge. So that's kind of what I'm doing now, is getting it in all those places where it kind of makes sense. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I can kind of go back and rework these areas. And okay, let's start with this. Let's start with this amount that we have going on here, and then we'll kind of add more as we see fit. I just realized something. I need to get my second screen going. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. Let's get some water too. Wow, I realized that I've just been streaming for just about 3 hours. That's the magical time limit for me. I turn into a potato. I turn into a vegetable once we've reached an hour. So but we'll keep on going. We'll keep on going because I'm feeling good, and I got you guys here in the chat keeping me company. So I'm feeling pretty good. We can go on for a little longer. Oh, you gotta get all this dirt. It's still very, very wild to me that we are approaching July. Wow. July? What the heck? What the heck? I had a lot of ideas about how this year was gonna go and how much I was gonna accomplish, New Year's resolutions and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if I'm actually achieving those resolutions. But I'm trying. I'm trying out here. I'm trying. There's still, you know, a half a year to go, so we can do things. There's still things that we can do. Years flying by. It really is. Gosh. So in Canada, July 1st is Canada Day. I don't really have plans for Canada Day, but I really do enjoy watching the fireworks. There's usually someone out there in the neighborhood, in the area, that'll launch a bunch of fireworks, and I enjoy watching that. Maybe I'll get something suitably Canadian to eat. I don't know, what would that be? A moose? A beaver? I've never had beaver before. I don't think I would ever want to. They're too cool. Moose, I feel like I've eaten a moose before, like a moose burger. I feel like I've had that at some point. Okay. Let's take a look. This is actually looking pretty nice now. Let's tap off this some of this flock static grass. Just kind of make sure that some of this stuff doesn't fly around. I didn't know y'all ate moose. No, people don't. It's not like a normal thing to eat. It's not like I can go to the grocery store and be all like, yeah, I'd like to have moose. It was just this weird thing that I tried one time. Since we eat deer, yeah, I feel like I've had venison as well. I suspect that venison is not as gamey as moose. And, you know, the whole topic of gamey meat is very interesting to me. Because I can't really place what that even means, or how I would describe the flavor of gaminess. I don't know how to describe it. What was it? It was like last month or something. We bought some like lamb, some New Zealand lamb, and it was gamey. It was really, really gamey, to the point where I was like, this is kind of bad. I don't like it. And I was like, wait a second. I've had moose. I've had other gamey meats before, and it wasn't this pronounced. So what's going on? Well, this is looking so good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, it kind of feels more natural now, like from the point where we were at previously, right? Where we were at previously, where it was just looking like a bunch of graham crackers, and then it looked just like a big brown cake. It's looking decidedly less cake-like or cracker-like, so that's a step in the right direction. And yeah, I feel like the grass really helps, right? And you don't want to have the whole thing covered in grass. You want to just kind of just want to put it wherever it makes sense. Just a little bit, a little bit. A little bit goes a long way, as they say. So let's keep on doing it. Let's keep on doing it. This was mostly on the front, so we'll add some on the back now. Just a little bit on the front more. I really do love basing. I love in my own artwork and illustration, I really do love painting like forest scenes and trees and mountains and stuff. I feel like that's also a really Canadian thing to do, but I also love the sort of mystery and fantasy element of all of that too. You know, I spent a lot of time as a kid running around in forests. Well, I don't know about a lot of time, but I spent a good amount of time doing that kind of thing as a kid, and I guess that really stuck with me, and you know, that's why I like fantasy books and things like Lord of the Rings too, is that whole idea of like running around and traveling, and the idea of going on journeys. That's very appealing to me. Okay, let's get the backside. The backside is barren. There is no grass, but we need to, you know, still needs a little love. The backside needs a little love. And let's get some water. Actually, let's get a strawberry. It's having some Ontario strawberries earlier. Actually, it's gonna make a mess. I can't have that now. And I've got little tiny static grass on my fingers, so that won't be good to eat that. And again, like my sort of thought process here of where it should go, I've tried and look for little tucked in areas beside or underneath the overhanging parts of rocks, in between rocks and stuff. I don't want to fully cover this model with grass. I just want to put it a little bit in the places where it makes sense. And then all of this actually gets covered up, which is kind of dumb on my part, but yeah, I don't know about all of it, but a lot of it is going to get covered up with snow. But I think it'll look cool, hopefully. And this is just white glue, by the way. It's nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. Oh crap! I just put my brush. My brush that was covered in glue. I just put it in all the static grass. Does this work? Ah, crap. Oh well. Can this be a thing? No, it's just I'm making it worse. Okay, let's put this. Let's wash it off, I guess. Well, I didn't realize how little I've read this year. This time last year, I've read 88 books. Wow, I've only read 20 this year. I'm lucky if I read one book. Like, if I read like 2 to 3 books a year, I'll consider that a win. I'd like to read more. Maybe I'll try and cut into my backlog a bit more. Do you have some sort of tracking website that you use to like track all the books that you have and then the ones you've read? Is there something like that? I'd like to know. That might be useful. Actually, when I was looking away and I thought you had dipped your brush into your coffee or drink, I ashed a joint in a cup of coffee repeatedly without realizing it. Not a great cup of coffee there, Harry. No, it wouldn't be. Lalo, this is definitely looking very realistic. You're doing amazing. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. I'm never really sure how this is all going to turn out. Like, I mean, I've done things like this before, but the scale of this base is very different for me. I've never really made a model this large as far as basing goes, so it's kind of new to me. And then adding the snow and all that, it's kind of new territory, but I'm glad it's kind of shaping up, and it's reading as realistic, like it's coming across that this should be what I set it out to be. All according to plan. Okay, let's put some of this stuff on here. Well, it's totally understandable. I'm just used to reading a ton, but I've been so tired from work since I read all the time for work as well. Oh, Goodreads. Okay, I'll check that out. That might be useful. Goodreads gives you all kinds of stats for your reading? Oh, like what? Like how fast you're reading? Your pace? That's interesting. Oh no, Ashwin. One time back in college, I was at this concert for, I think it was for a Canadian band, Sloan. I like Sloan, but it was more like my friend really wanted to see Sloan. So I was like, cool, let's watch Sloan. I don't know if our American viewers right now might be familiar with Sloan. But anyways, we're at the thing, it's fun, we're having a good time. And I buy a Coke, drink it, a little bit of it, straight out the can, and then I walk away for a bit, right? I walk away from my drink for a bit. And like the corner of my eye, I take note of somebody ashing their cigarette into somewhere. But I didn't really take note of it. And then later I'm like, okay, time for more of my Coke that I had set close to this guy that was ashing his cigarette. And I drink it, I'm like, spit that shit out. I was like, oh my god, it was my Coke. Gross. Reading speedrun. Yeah. So I've known a couple people that can speed read. Really good at reading. They're really good at reading. Fast readers. And I remember lending a book to one person that could speed read. And then I was asking him questions like, hey, did you like that part when the dwarf did this and that? It was like this book about like these dumb dwarves called the Gully Dwarves. I remember that, at least. I was asking him, did you like that part when this and that happened? And he was like, I don't even remember that. What part was that? I was like, dude, you read the book, but you don't remember anything? You just read it. He's a speed reader. I don't know. So maybe he just read it too fast, and he hadn't retained any knowledge. Ashwin, I'd be so pissed. Yeah, I was more like, just like, in disbelief. Oh yeah, that person wasn't a true speed reader? Maybe not. He wasn't a true speed-running speed reader. Lello, it gives you how many books you've read that year, how many pages you've read, your age, page numbers. It separates them by how you've starred them, so you can see that. It does books over time, pages over time, gives you information on publication. Wow, so basically when it's done, like when I've inputted all of this data, they're gonna be like, you're slow. You're slow. Read faster. Read more books and do it faster. That's what it'll tell me. Well, I read pretty fast, I think. I read around 80 to 100 pages an hour, depending on how much I like the book. And the font size. Oh, so would bigger font size be better, or smaller font size? In that case, I don't know. Fake Sonic, Eshwin? Yeah. I love Fake Sonic now. I'm actually rooting for Fake Sonic. I hope he does well in life. Carmi! Carmi! How are you, Carmi? That looks so good. Well, thank you. Thank you. It's coming along. There's still more to do. But yeah, we're going. How are you, by the way, Carmi? How was Crime Bros? Oh, you know what? I asked Eddie. He told me you killed him in Crime Bros. What the heck? Carmi, now I dislike Ippo because of his talents. No! Don't dislike me! The whole plan was to paint and do things and then people would like me. The plan is going backwards. I'm gonna have to do it bad now so I can have friends. Just the one crime bro now. You're just you're a single crime bro. Singles, crime bro singles. It's coming along, it's coming along. I'm wondering if I need more grass here on the back part, on the caboose. I don't know. I don't know. But we'll carry on. You killed him! And then I was like, there's only sad endings. We're talking about a game Carmi was playing on stream, and hey, let's do one of these because this is always a good thing to do. Shout out to Carmi, who is a builder. Builds all sorts of things. I've seen her build wooden models that play music from Laputa, Castle in the Sky. I've seen her build Girlpla, that's of particular interest to me. And I've seen her play games with our pal Eddie. So please check out Carmi! Carmi! I laughed again when I read that. Just the one crime bro now. Lello, it's wild how this looks so much like ground now compared to what it looked like when you were just making the ground early on. It's amazingly detailed. Thank you. Yeah, it's one of those things where I think when you get into a hobby like this, it's kind of like the thing that you need to adjust is your expectations for instant gratification, right? Like when you build model kits, whether it be Gunpla or Gundam or Girlpla or tanks or anything, or Warhammer, painting Warhammer miniatures, one of the things you need to really adjust, it took an adjustment period for me when I was starting out, was this idea of instant gratification. Because, you know, for me, like as a kid when I was starting out, I'd paint something and I was like, it looks like crap. How come it doesn't look like how it does in the magazine? And that's because I want it to look good immediately. I want it to look amazing straight off the bat. And there's a lot of painting companies now that produce paint that help people produce good results quicker. There's this thing that Citadel produces called Citadel Contrast Paint, and it seems great. I haven't tried it myself. But the thing you need to kind of adjust is that you should just take your time. It's your hobby, you know? You're not doing this for money. It's your hobby. Take your time. Make it look good. Maybe it'll start off looking like chicken McNuggets and graham cracker cookies, but eventually it'll look like a smashed up cake and a bunch of mud. And then eventually it'll look like grass and rocks. And that's kind of nice. That feeling of chicken nuggets, yes. It's kind of like, it's kind of nice. That feeling of seeing it develop and getting across and just progressively making it look better and better. It's nice. It's a nice feeling. Let's catch up with the chat. Carmi, hoping to build more Girlpla when I'm finished moving. How's that going, by the way? Are you fully moved out or is it still in the process? Hope it's going well for you. Hope it's not too stressful. I know that you were saying you've got some help. So you hired some movers, which is great. Carmi, I really didn't expect that game to end how it ended. But you were the one that pulled the trigger, right? Ashwin. Aw shit, son. That base is Pro Star. You are beyond the guy in Ronin. I've overshadowed the fat guy in Ronin. Yay. That guy's like an accomplished actor, by the way, because we talked about this scene previously, Ashwin. Like last year or something. Talking about the movie Ronin. And I really wanted to see that scene again. And by the way, we're talking about something that happened in in the movie Ronin, and I think I've saved that conversation to my YouTube channel, so if you scroll down far enough on my YouTube channel, you can find that conversation about Ronin. Anyways, Carmy chicken nuggets, yas. One day, if I ever get into this, I will build a terrain out of chicken nugget crusts. How could you do that? Wouldn't you just want to eat it, though? I wouldn't be able to get far, because I would just eat it. Carmy, still in the process. We are done clearing things up. Now it's time to really get packing. Yeah, oof, have fun, have fun. Carmy, I didn't want to shoot. I was hoping I would miss. That sounds like what a murderer would say. I didn't shoot. I was hoping I would miss. Okay. I didn't... It's like, you're making me want to do this. I don't want to shoot you, but I have to. I felt really bad. Okay. So, here we are. Here is this package of... Where's the cover? Where's the... I can't actually find the rest of the packaging for this, but this is from Gamer Grass. Gamer Grass XL Winter Bushes, Winter Grass. So I bought this specifically for the purpose of using it for this terrain, and I tried it out. Again, I tried it out on these babies. You can see the bushes right here. And then I've even tried to add a bit of snow on top of the grass. But we're not going to do the snow just yet. That'll be next time. But let's try and apply some of these tufts of grass. I think I need a pair of tweezers, which I can't locate at the moment. They just kind of boop. You just kind of boop, put them just like that. And there's already like an adhesive on there, so you don't really need to do much. Boop. Gamer Grass, yeah. There you go. It just, again, it adds a bit more visual interest to the overall model, right? Gamer Grass. I tried cutting up the gamer grass to make them into smaller little bushes, but I kind of didn't love the results of that, so I might not do that, but we'll try and smush this one in here in the corner there, like that. You know how bushes can kind of come out of the corners and stuff? I might add some glue actually to really set that in, because I feel like there is an adhesive on here, but I don't know how strong it is. I feel like it might come off, so I will probably add some glue to the gamer grass. We'll leave it as is for now, because I want to have the option open to move this stuff around if I don't like where it is currently. Yeah, let's do that. Smush that in there. This is kind of fun. I've never used this stuff before, but it's kind of cool. This music, by the way, is a remix of the pause music from the game Eco. Eco is like one of my favorite video games of all time. Anyone that knows me for any length of time, they probably know that I've talked about it, played it a lot, I've written essays about it, and crap, I don't know. I like that game. And for some reason, that game has an amazing pause music soundtrack. It's basically this, without the beats in the back. And it's just so odd that it has such an amazing pause soundtrack. But it's awesome. Yeah, some of these tufts of grass are bigger and smaller than others, so we want some of the small ones too. I'm gonna smush those in where we can. Do we got another small one? Kind of, I like the small ones a lot because you can kind of get some variation. And I don't really have a plan as far as where these are going. I just sort of put them where it seems to make natural sense. Gamer grass. You've heard of gamer grub. Now check out gamer grass. These bushes. Yeah, now I don't have any more of the smaller tufts. I only have big tufts. Big tufts. Let's try and cut one of these up. Okay, let's cut one of these up. And we kind of have to keep like a very realistic size for the base. Okay. Hopefully that'll look good. Yeah, when I cut them up, they kind of look a little off to me. When they're whole, when you just use them completely whole, they make sense, but when I chopped it up just now, I don't know, the shape of it seems off to me. I don't know. And there should be grass like overhanging. There should be grass tufts like overhanging the cliffside. That's something that I would like to kind of get across, but I don't know how to do that. Oh, okay, let's try this. Maybe if we put it at the side. No, that looks stupid. That's not gonna work. No, I don't know. I'll have to think about how to pull that off. I want tufts of grass to kind of overhang the cliff, and I think I would have to kind of just I don't know. No, this is not how I envisioned it. I don't know. I'll have to think about that, how to pull that off. But I think just right now, that's looking really, really nice. Like, you guys can see there's just a lot of nice height. It feels natural to me, I think. Just the variations in height, the variations in color, from the snow, from the bushes to the grass, and I want to try and make it look a little more integrated between the two, but yeah, that's looking pretty nice actually. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Let's try and get it to focus. So the next thing I need to do is really build up and work on this stuff here to really make it look like it has a lot of depth. And the rocks need a lot more variation in color. And yeah, I'm gonna have to hop on down to some store, I don't know where, Home Hardware, Canadian Tire, or wherever, and get some resin. And we're gonna do a resin pour and make that. And then we'll be very close to finishing, very close to being done, which is exciting to me. Let's put this away real quick. There's some other stuff that I have, like, this is what I was working on yesterday in yesterday's stream. I was making the branches for the tree. These are real twigs, but I want to kind of put them together in a more tree-like arrangement and kind of put it something like this, something somewhere. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much. Well, I've thought about it, but I haven't really attempted to place it. It's gonna look like that, or maybe we won't. I don't know. I don't know if I'll put the tree because maybe it won't look good. I don't know. That's all part of the process. thinking about how it'll look, and I've got these things, which are like kind of like, it looks okay, I guess. Yeah, it's alright, it's alright. That guy, he's alright. I don't know. He's alright. I've got these things. I actually don't know where it's from, but I was thinking about kind of adding that to be an extra bit of height and variation to the reeds. To the bushes. But again, that's probably gonna need a little bit of work, a little bit of like, I literally just stuck that in there, so it feels, if it looks like I just stuck it in there, then that's not good. Like, it has to feel and look natural, so that's the main thing. Whatever looks and feels au natural, that's what we'll do. But we'll put this stuff back because it's messy. So, yeah, this guy's so big that he doesn't really fit on the screen anymore, on the camera, but that's what we've done thus far, everyone. This is the whole session. I was thinking I was going to do a couple of other things today, work on some other stuff, because I want to take a break from this, but I ended up just doing this for the entire session. And now, we are at the end. We are at the end of our session, of our journey. So, if you've made it this far, I want to thank you all for watching.